The answers to our questions. In one day, approximately 30 food items were donated. This was generated by looking directly at our graph, going to one day, and then looking across to the vertical axes to see how many items were donated. We use approximately because the scale of the vertical axes is a little bit too large to be certain of an exact number. In 3 days, almost 40 items were donated. In 5 days, almost 60 items were donated. Answering these 3 questions has allowed us to see the trend. We notice that as the days go on, the number of food items donated increases. So the graph shows that as time increases, or as you read from left to right on the graph, the number of food items also increases. Inference. An inference is a conclusion that can be made about the 2 variables in the problem. Since the graph that shows as time increases, the number of food items increases, you could infer that the longer the food drive lasts, the more food items there will be collected. Which makes sense. We seem to have a positive increase in both of the variables. Now let's move on to our footprints investigation. What information can a set of footprints reveal? Can they tell you how tall a person is? We will conduct an investigation to determine if there is a relationship between the length of a footprint and the height of that person. The first step is to hypothesize. In this stage of the problem-solving model, you want to make sure you understand the problem and have identified the variables. Then, you will write a hypothesis about the relationship between the variables. Here's our problem-solving model. Hypothesize is the first step. We'll have to do this before we move on. A question. Do you think that a relationship exists between the length of a person's footprint and their height? Take a moment to answer this.